My name is Jordan Hamric, and I am from Brewston Mills, West Virginia. I'm from a relatively small town in Brewston Mills, and it's about 20 minutes from where I went to undergrad, so I have never been too far from home, but it's a pretty rural area, but since it's not too far from the city, we're able to get in and see a little bit of the city life too, but it's a really quaint little town. Adjusting to Memphis was hard for me at first, especially since I had never been far from home. I always had my family a 20-minute drive away, and so I felt that this was something I needed to do for me, just to grow as a person and a professional, and just to set out and kind of do something on my own. And so it took me probably about a good month to actually get used to Memphis and the city, but once I got adjusted, I've grown to really enjoy it. I would also definitely suggest for students that are thinking about optometry to get some shadowing in beforehand. And some schools require it, but even if it's not required, it's still very beneficial because there's so many different modes of optometry that you can actually go into after you graduate, and you just might want to get a little feel for all of them and make sure it's something that you really want to do, because you're putting in a lot of time and money to the 4 or 5 years of your life, and you want to make sure that where you're going to school is somewhere that you're going to feel comfortable, and it's going to be well worth your time when you actually graduate. When I visited SCO, one of the first things that stood out to me was the eye center and how amazing it is, and how it's set up. And you go on your tour as someone who's never heard much about optometry before, and you're just wowed, you're amazed at all the stuff they're telling you, it's a bit overwhelming, but at the same time it's exciting to know that you're going to get to work with all the different types of equipment, and that's another great thing. They don't have the same piece of equipment in every room. You get to use all different types, so that when you graduate, you can you know what you like, and you can choose, and you've used different ones. You just have to use your time wisely, and if you are it doesn't always have to be study all the time. You have to take your breaks, and so I just choose mine to be running. The school has a really great program called Integrity. It records all the lectures for the students. I didn't use it a whole lot my first semester, but as I went, I realized how helpful it actually was. And so now, even in relating to running again, whenever I finish my run, I'll do my core exercises right away. So I just flip open my computer and I put on a lecture and I listen to it while I'm doing my core exercises. So you can kind of multitask there. I was actually the first class that got to use the new classroom, and so I am very impressed with the speaker systems. There's a speaker at every single seat, and so that everyone can hear when you're asking a question. And the new labs that were built, there's more space, and they really closely mimic how it's set up in the clinic, so that you're prepared when you get over there. And so it's just very well organized, and I always like coming into school and studying, because it's a very nice environment and atmosphere. So far, my experience at SCO has been even better than I expected it would be. The first year flew by just like that. So you're constantly busy, and I even realized when I was on my summer break at home, I find myself sitting there, I'm like, I kind of wish I had something to do. So you kind of get used to it, and you get into a routine, and once you do get into your routine, it's really easy to settle in. But I've really enjoyed my experience at SCO, and I'm glad that I am. I consider this my home away from home now. And just the faculty and the staff and even all the students at SCO, everyone's so willing to help, and any questions you have, they're going to answer very willingly, and I've had a great experience so far.